Alright team, lock in, as today we're going to be building, or should I say rebuilding, the salvage ship from the new Breach expedition. Alright, I'm sure we'll become very familiar with this ship over the coming weeks, as it seems to be the new way of getting Corvette parts. Just thought it would be a fun idea to see what the salvage ship would have looked like in its former glory. So enough faffing, let's get stuck in. Alright, so the first part we're going to need is a mag field landing thruster. We're going to go from this yellow X in the middle. We're going to count back 1, 2, 3. Place that there. Then on top of that, we're going to want a Thunderbird Class Walkway. I'm going to pop that on top. Behind that, we're going to place a Thunderbird Class Landing Bay. Next up, we're going to take a Hardframe Cowling. We're going to flip it upside down, rotate it around, pop one on the back, pop one on the front. And then on top of this, we're going to take a Thunderbird Class Hab. We're going to pop one there. We're going to build 2 out one way and then 2 out the other way. Should be left with 5. Then from here, we're going to come around and underneath. We're going to grab a Turbine Cowling. We're going to flip it upside down, rotate it around, place one underneath each of these Habs. Next up, we're going to take a Hardframe Cowling. We're going to flip it upside down, rotate it around, and attach one to the back of these 2 Habs and these 2 Habs. Next thing we want are some more Turbine Cowlings. We're going to pop these on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like so. Now on top of here, I've opted to go for an Ambassador class because I just thought it would be a good idea that the closer you get to the cockpit, the more fancy the ship gets, but feel free to switch these out to whatever kind of habitat you prefer. We're going to place an Ambassador class here and another one on top. After you've done that, we're going to come around to the front. We're going to be taking a Vesper Cowling. We're going to pop one here, 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 and here, attached to those habitats. Then we're going to come down to the ground, flip it upside down, and attach another set underneath the ones we just placed. Next thing we want after that are some Argonaut Hydraulics. We're going to rotate them like so and attach them to these Turbine Cowlings. We're going to build 2 out, flip it with E, and build 2 out on this side. Then we're going to want to copy this habitat, place one in front, copy this habitat, place one in front, copy this habitat, and place one in front. Place one either side, like so. Next part we want is a Speedbird Cowling. Flip it upside down and attach it to this bottom Hab here. Then we want to copy this Hab, attach one there, attach one on top, and attach one out like so. Next up, we're going to be taking some Super Cruise aerofoils, flip them upside down, flip them with E, and attach one here like so. You're then going to rotate it around so that it's pointing backwards, and then flip it with E and attach it underneath here. It has a nice snug finish like so. Then gonna flip it with E again and attach it to the other side. Rotate it around, flip it with E, and attach one here. Next thing we want is a Ambassador Class Walkway. We're gonna attach one here, attach another one here. Then we want a Argonaut Winglet. We're gonna attach one either side of these walkways, like so. So that this nodule is attached to the walkway. Then going to flip it with E. We're going to attach one on the far side. Then from here, we're going to copy this Vesper Cowling. We're going to attach one here, and we're going to attach one on this side. Next up, we're going to come down underneath again. We're going to copy this Speedbird Cowling and attach one underneath this Hab, like so. Next thing we want is to come around to the back. Now temporarily, we're going to place any walkway either side of this habitat in the middle of the 3. We're going to take a Titan Sublight Thruster. We're going to place one here, flip it with E, place one there. And this just allows us to get that snap point, so we can just remove this now, remove that, copy this thruster, place one here, flip it with E, place one here. Now to position the middle thruster, oddly enough, we're going to have to do some offset building. So to do this, we're going to take any walkway. We're going to place one at the top here. We are going to grab a rock hopper propeller module, and ensuring that it is pointed out to the right, we're going to attach one here because that gives us an extra little snap point. We're going to pull it back like so. We're going to delete the rock hopper. We're going to take a cargo capsule, going to attach it to the back, then going to grab the walkway, pull it down, attach it underneath this cargo capsule. Then from here, we're just going to copy another one, place it underneath, delete the one on top, copy a third one, and attach it behind, clipping into the two habitats that are back there. Then we can delete this one at the front. You should have a habitat is between these two habitats. Now using this new snap point, we're going to take a Kino Stream thruster. We're simply going to attach one nicely in the middle. Now to get rid of the walkway we just placed, we will have to get rid of this hab. And that'll give us access to the one we placed. So we're just going to delete that. Copy the hab above, just replace it. Next up, we're going to copy this Hardframe Cowling, flip it upside down, and place it like so. Next up, we're going to be taking a light scaffold. We're going to be attaching one here, orientated like so. These are the two different orientations for reference. We want this one. We're attaching another one next to it. We're flipping it with E to get that alternate orientation. We're attaching it on the other side. Now we've done that, we're going to do a bit more offset building. So we're going to take any walkway, pop one on top. We're taking our rock hopper propeller module again. Make sure it's pointed to the right. Hover over the walkway and then just move it one to the right. So that it gives us that half offset. Then I'm going to grab the walkway, reattach it to the rock hopper. We can now delete the rock hopper. We want a cargo capsule. We're going to attach it to the back here. Grab the walkway, pull it underneath the cargo capsule. Then going to build one out this way and one out this way. And from here, what we're able to do is attach a Vesper diffuser. Make sure it's pointed backwards. Attach one here. Flip it with E, attach one here. Flipping it with E again. Attach one here. Flip it with E again and attach one here. Now you've got that, we can delete these walkways and the cargo capsule. Okay, so this next part, I'll just address this now. It is a coolant distributor. Now this is the accurate part that they've used in the Salvage Corvette. However, I believe it is still not possible to acquire this in a survival playthrough. If this is still the case, until they patch that and give us access to the fuel cell, plasma core, shielded joint, coolant, ballast tank, and that's it. Oh, and the high energy ducting. Until we have access to these parts, you have two options. So the first option is you can go into your settings, go to difficulty, scroll down until you see crafting and item settings, and just temporarily, to get these parts, toggle crafting to free. You can place these parts and then toggle it back to standard, if that's the way you like to play. Now if this option is not available to you because you're playing on a hardcore mode, you can instead use something like a Zenith class reactor. It has a similar look, or one of the other joint types. So until they make that part available, you will have to switch it out, or like I say, take the first option and just turn off your build cost for these three parts. Okay, now I've covered that, we're going to take the coolant distributor, or whatever proxy part you've chosen. We're going to place one here, one in front, and one on top. Then we're going to take a Medusa class reactor. You may recognize that these are the parts that you do actually salvage on the ship. Next up, we're taking an Arcadia S-foil. We are attaching one this side, flipping it with E, attaching one this side. Next up, we're going to be taking a Longshore Cowling and popping one on top in front of this coolant distributor and on top of this Ambassador Class Hab here. Now either side of that, we're going to take an Albatross Sidepod. Going to rotate it around, place one here, place one in front, flip it with E, come around to the other side, place one here, place one in front. So the keen-eyed amongst you may notice we haven't placed the heavy scaffold here yet. I'm just going to save that part for the end because we will need a 180-degree flip for that. So I'll show you how to do that towards the end. So for now, we're just going to build the rest of the ship, tackle that at the end. So from here, we're going to take a Speedbird Cowling. I'm going to place one on the top here. We're going to take a Vesper aerofoil, this one on the side of the Speedbird Cowling, flip it with E, and place one on this side. Then we're going to want a Thunderbird class cockpit, and we're going to pop that on the front like so. Now either side, we are going to be placing the weapons. Now these weapons, the original ship uses the weapons that you unlock by doing Expedition 19. On my creative save, I don't have those weapons. I'm guessing that some people watching won't have done Expedition 19, so they will have missed out on those weapons. So for now, I'm just going to proxy them with these Cyclotron defense cannons. But just know that on the actual ship, they are the weapons that you get in Expedition 19. Also, by all means, switch these out to your weapon of choice. I'm sure quite a few people are going to be using the infra knife platform. And if you do have the Expedition 19 weapons and you want the ship to be as accurate as possible, that's what you want to be placing here. Next up, a bit more offset building. So we're going to be taking any walkway. We're going to place one on top here. And we're going to be taking a rock hopper propeller. Make sure it's facing this way around. Attach it to the walkway, pull it back one so it is halfway off, place it like so, grab the walkway, reattach it to the rock hopper, delete the rock hopper, and we're just going to copy this walkway and build two back like so. And we're going to delete this front one. We're going to take a Medusa class reactor, place that on top, delete the walkway underneath. We're going to take a Firebox Cowling, rotate it backwards, and attach it to this walkway here. Then from here, we're going to be taking the new Ambassador Heavy Booster. I'm going to flip it around, and we're attaching it snug right in here. We're going to flip it with E, and again, attaching it like so. Next up, we're going to need to offset some parts again. So we're going to take any walkway. We're going to attach one to the back of this hab here. We're going to build one out, one up. Delete these two. It will turn red, but don't worry. We're going to attach a rock hopper so that it is half a step back. Grab the walkway, reattach it to the rock hopper. We can now delete the rock hopper, copy this walkway. I'm just going to build back into the ship like so. Now delete these two walkways. We are taking a Arcadia Heavy Booster. Now with this Arcadia Heavy Booster, we're just going to attach it to the side of the walkway we just placed. We can now delete this walkway, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We'll take any walkway, but this time we're just going to build one here and one up. Delete the one underneath. We're going to take the rock hopper again, rotate it around so it's pointed this way, pull it back a half step, grab the walkway, reattach it, delete the rock hopper, copy the walkway, build it back into the ship, delete this walkway. Then we're taking the Arcadia Heavy Booster again, flip it around, attach it to the walkway we just placed. Then we can delete this walkway. Okay, and then the final thing we're going to do is place those heavy scaffolds that I mentioned earlier. Okay, to do this, we're going to take any walkway. We're going to snug one in this gap here. I'm just going to build out 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, sorry. And from here, we're going to attach a Titan class landing bay to the back. We're then going to hit P to finalize. And now we are on foot. So we're just going to run around where we can see the opening. Jump up on the ramp. Then from here, we're going to place an internal stairway inside. Now we can return back to the Corvette editor. So from here, we're just going to delete this access way. We're going to copy the walkway, pop it on top. We're going to select this walkway, so we've grabbed it, and then we're going to rotate it so that it flips around like so. You should have seen that visually happen. So it's flipped around. We're going to select again to replace it. We can now delete the walkway on top. Delete this ladder if you'd like. We are then going to delete this walkway. Now be careful when deleting this walkway because it's very easy to hit the hitbox of this Arcadia heavy booster. So just be careful. Delete this, this and this that we placed earlier. Then from this walkway we're going to build up 1 and up 2. We're then very awkwardly going to attach a rock hopper. Now because we flipped the habitat 180 degrees, we will still need it to point this way, but when it attaches to the habitat, you'll notice it'll attach the other way around. But it still gives us the ability to do that half step. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach it like so, and then we're going to pull it back a half step and attach it. Then we're going to grab this top walkway, pull it back to the new snap point. We can delete the ones underneath. Then you want to be deleting this rock hopper, copying the walkway. We're going to take a cargo capsule, attach it to the back, grab the walkway, attach it underneath the cargo capsule, then going to build across like so, and 1 down. We can now delete this walkway, delete these walkways, and this cargo capsule. Okay, now from here, to ensure that we get the right snap point, we're going to delete this piece here. If you don't delete this piece, it will refuse to use the correct snap point. Then we're going to take a heavy scaffold. We are attaching it to the side of this walkway, ensuring that it is orientated like so. I'm going to place this here just to double check. You want the part that has the 2 red lights attaching to this side of the ship, and then it'll be angled backwards like so. Now we have this, we're just going to copy this piece, flip it with E, and place it back where it was before. So now you have this. To save us faffing about getting this snap point once again, we're just going to copy this walkway, and we're going to build up and around to the other side of the ship, like so. We can remove all of these scaffold walkways. For now, we're going to leave this here, just in case when you built around, you attached one of the walkways to the correct orientation. So this is just a failsafe. We're going to delete this part once again to ensure we get the right snap point. We're going to copy the scaffold. We are attaching it to the side of this walkway. Then going to flip it with E so that it mirrors the opposite side, ensuring that the red lights are attached to the inside of the ship. So now you have that and you know that they are positioned correctly. We can delete both of these walkways. And last thing we're going to do is replace this part here. With that, that is the build complete. Now the last thing we are going to quickly do, highlighting this piece here, is we're just going to change the color of the entire Corvette. Now you can go for whatever color you'd like. But personally, looking at the wreckage, I do believe that the correct color is this dark brown and light brown. Select this here. I'm going to select apply to the entire Corvette. And I do believe it is a weathered finish. So we'll select this here and apply that to the whole Corvette. Now feel free to switch out the color to whatever color you would prefer. But this color is just for accuracy's sake. A nice fun one for you guys. Okay, it was very interesting trying to break down this build because a lot of the parts on this build were quite clearly not placed using the Corvette grid, if you like. Parts like these heavy scaffolds were being flipped backwards, but they were also like off grid around here, which is something that we can't replicate with normal means. The only way I would be able to replicate that is spending a bunch of time free placing a window, and I didn't want to make you guys sit through that because that would be very hard to replicate. Same with these engines, they were ever so slightly further forward than the grid. Same with this part, it was slightly further back on the grid. So I don't think this ship was originally built in the Corvette editor. I could be wrong, but a lot of the parts were quite clearly free placed, which is interesting. An interesting note, but I've tried to get it as close as possible for you guys. But here you have it. Salvage Corvette back in one piece. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It would help me out immensely. Subscribe if you'd like to see some more builds from me. I've got quite a few builds lined up. To name a few, we've got the Solus one, or General Grievous's Starship on the way, an A-Wing, the Onyx Cinder. We have some Stargate ships, not Stargate, sorry, Star Trek ships in the works. So a lot of ships in the design stage right now. So I'll have a lot of tutorials for ships on the way. So if that sounds good to you, then subscribe and let me know what you think of the Salvage Corvette in the comments below. So a big thank you to everyone that supported me. And if you have any questions, let me know below. I answer all comments, so any concerns, let me know. And the very final thing to say is, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you for watching.